on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliott Scott, and we're going to talk about, as you can see by the title below, signs you are past, almost forgot there, signs you are past the honeymoon stage. Now, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Just click the red button below. I will love you forever and ever and ever, along with the bell notification. And if you want to work with yours truly or get my course, Attraction Academy, link is down in the description. So, you all probably want to know, is it transitioning into the actual serious shit? The honeymoon stage is over, or you want to know if it is. You want to know if it's time to give him the ultimatum. I'm going to tell you kind of the signs that it's past it, or past the honeymoon stage, and that you kind of need to get it moving, okay? So, number one is the attraction is kind of dissipating. It's falling off. You're always, like, he's taking you for granted almost. It's always going to be intense in the beginning. Always, 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 always. It's going to be intense in the beginning. Whether a guy wants a relationship or a guy wants to get in your pants, either way, it's going to be intense because a man sees the benefits, the assets of investing in a woman and getting a return on that investment. So it's going to be very front-loaded, front-heavy. Now, with that being said, you're going to get a lot of shit in the beginning, and then it's going to start to die off. If it starts to die off, then you better cut the cord and say, hey, or just put it all out there. Put all in, right? All in. And say, hey, you know what? I feel like what we have is a good thing. To me, it feels like a relationship or close to it. Might as well take the leap. What do you say? Don't say it like that. He'll say no. But you get what I'm saying. You got to transition and ask the guy for the relationship, because anything after that, you're screwing the pooch. She's just going to take advantage of you. But if it's dying off, you're past the honeymoon stage. You got to accept it and ask the guy, okay? Number two, this kind of goes with it. Kind of, but the reasoning's different. So the context is different and the guy starts to pull away, or he pulls away because of context. And what I mean by that is, during that initial honeymoon stage, the beginning, or love bombing, or whatever you want to call it, he's going to go after you because he likes you or the assets you give him, okay? It could be your looks, ego boost, validation, sex, comfort, attention, again, pride, whatever. You give him something, okay? And because of this, he's going to go after it. He's not going to think about the context of the picture he's painting. So he's going to blow up your phone. He's going to talk. He's going to text. He's going to be consistent. He's going to reach out. He's going to say all these things. He's going to hook up with you. He's going to go on date after date after date, stuff like that. And then he wakes up one day and realizes that he's Picasso, right? And or he's Da Vinci and he painted the Mona Lisa. Leonardo da Vinci. Yeah, and he painted the Mona Lisa, and he's like, oh shit, I'm really good at painting this picture of a relationship. Maybe I shouldn't be so good. And then he freaks out because now he feels obligated to owe you something, because you must, as a woman, I would hope, think this is going somewhere. You're not just a woman that has no benefit of just talking to a guy for 6 months or however long, right? 2 months, 3 months, and it not going anywhere. So he knows this, and he feels obligated to owe you something. So what happens? He pulls away. Number three, it gets to the 2-month mark or the 6 to 8 dates. Soon as it gets to 6 to 8 dates, ladies, as soon as it gets to 2 months, it's dying off if it hasn't yet. It just is. A guy cannot keep up that effort. It is, attraction does not last forever. I mean, you could always build it and make it stronger and things like that. But if you're just going to talk and you're coasting, not good. Not good, at least in the initial stage, okay? So after 6 to 8 dates, anything after, listen, the reason I'm so strong on, and you hear me talk about it a lot, the 2-month and 6 to 8 date concepts in a lot of my videos, is after that, a guy starts taking you for granted. He knows what he wants with you. He knows what he wants with you week 1. Week 2, he knows. But of course, you're not going to ask a guy to be your boyfriend or vice versa the first week or second week. That's a little too soon. So you give him some time. Okay, you try to build more attraction, so when you do give him the ultimatum, he's like, oh shit, I'll be losing this great thing that I built for 2 months. Like, this girl's awesome, I don't want to lose it, right? You're both building your case, just like dates. You build your case, it's a resume, it's an interview. People don't like that concept, but it's true. So after 6 to 8 dates or 2 months, you kind of have your answer. You kind of have to ask the guy, okay? And if he doesn't ask you, then you pull away. You just pull away. Because anything after that, the guy's just buying time for the assets and he doesn't want a relationship. But if you don't say anything, he's not going to say anything, because why would he? You're not going anywhere. There's no urgency. There's no threat. There's no catalyst for change. I always say this. He's just not going. You're not going anywhere. He doesn't have to ask. There's no worry, okay? So you have to say something, okay, ladies? 6 to 8 dates, 2 months in. Anything after that is just a waste of time. Number 4 is he's taking you for granted. Again, I guess this could be with number 2 and 1, and I feel like I should have just made a video instead of a top 5. But he's taking you for granted. And he might be doing this because you're being too available, too abundant, too open. You're always wanting to see him, always texting back super fast. Either way, when he starts taking you for granted, he's not going to ask to be your boyfriend. Why? Because there's a reason he is taking you for granted. It means you have to think of it like this. When you take someone for granted, you're secure in what you're wanting from them, the assets. And you're secure only by the feedback she gives you, right? Or, yeah, vice versa, either or, he or she. By what the person gives you. And to a man, she was abundant, she was always there, I could tell she really likes me, I could tell she wants a relationship, we've been talking consistently, she says she's only having sex with me and nobody else, she says, all that kind of stuff. And when you do that, you are painting the picture again. It's all negotiation. I always say this is all negotiation. I talk a lot about it in my course, Attraction Academy. You're saying, hey, you have me. And when that's the case, a guy says, okay, well, what more benefits can I get from this? I have her, I'm getting all the benefits. Okay, then I'm going to step back and not invest my resources in her because they're finite, right? Resources do not last forever. Time, energy, effort, money. They're limited. So he's not going to invest them in you. So if that's the case, then you're probably past the honeymoon stage, and or you got taken for granted maybe earlier than should have been. So you got to bring up the dates. You got to bring up the 6 to 8 weeks or 2 month mark. Talk about a relationship. And of course, number 5, lastly, I talk about sustainability. Usually things will go like this. He's going to love bomb you and then it's going to dip. If the guy's actually a genuine guy and he likes you and he might want something a little more serious, he would ask you. But the next best thing is when it doesn't go like, it kind of goes down and mellows out. Now, it's always going to go down because the intensity of the love bombing and all the stuff a guy does at the beginning of the first date, you can't keep that up. A guy just can't keep that up. So women come to me all the time and they're like, he calls, or he used to call me all the time. He used to talk to me 6 hours a day on the phone. Yeah, that's not going to happen every day. That's going to die off really fast, very fast. That's not sustainable. So you have to transition into something a little more sustainable where he doesn't feel pressure, or you're playing a little more hard to get, so he's trying to wonder where you stand, whatever it is. But once it gets to the part where it's like, and then it kind of dies off and it mellows out, that's probably a good indicator that you're past the honeymoon stage. So again, what's the thing Elliot says always to do? Bring up the talk, okay? So those 5 things, ladies, right there, they're kind of all are threaded together, but those 5 things are signs, in my opinion, that you are past the honeymoon stage and that you got to transition into a relationship. I don't care who asks who. If he's not asking, you got to ask if you really want it. If not, then pull away, okay? So ladies, I love you. Take care and peace.